Somewhere in America right now, there's a family that has no idea what is sitting in their grandmother's old coin collection, tucked inside a faded envelope, wrapped in tissue paper, forgotten in a shoebox on a closet shelf. And that coin, that single Washington quarter from 1990 stamp with small but powerful D mint mark from the Denver facility, is worth $45 million. And I know what you are thinking. I know exactly what is going through your mind right now, because the same thought crossed mine the first time I came across this coin. You're thinking that cannot possibly be real. It is a quarter. It is worth 25 cents. But stay right here with me, because by the time we finish with this first coin alone, your entire understanding of what pocket change can mean is going to shift completely. And the two coins coming after this one in today's video, I am not going to tell you their values yet. I am not going to give you even a single number, because if I did, you genuinely would not believe me until you heard the full story behind each one. So stay right here, because walking away from this video right now will be one of the most expensive decisions you ever make, and I mean that with complete seriousness. The 1990 D. Washington quarter seems ordinary at first glance, and that is exactly the problem. That is exactly why so many people have lost fortunes without ever realizing it. Because this coin does not announce itself. It does not shine differently under normal light. It does not feel heavier in your palm. It sits quietly in your change and waits for someone with the right knowledge to finally recognize it. And that knowledge is what I am giving you right now. To understand why this coin carries such an extraordinary valuation, you have to take yourself back to 1990. Really feel that year for a moment. America was navigating a pivotal moment. The Cold War was dissolving, the economy was tightening, and the Denver Mint was operating under the kind of production pressure that makes mistakes not just possible, but almost inevitable. Workers arriving before sunrise, enormous hydraulic presses running at full throttle, supervisors watching output numbers instead of individual coin quality. And it was inside that environment of speed and pressure and controlled industrial chaos that something happened on the production floor that nobody planned for and nobody caught in time. Imagine standing in that facility. The metallic smell of heated alloy in the air, the rhythmic thunder of the coin presses shaking the floor beneath your feet, hundreds of thousands of quarters rolling off the line every single hour, and somewhere in that river of metal, a very specific and very rare double-die obverse error was born, meaning that the hub used to create the working die transferred its design impression to the die face at a very slightly rotated angle during a second hubbing. Pass. And the result is a coin where George Washington's portrait, the date numerals, and the inscription show a clear and measurable doubling that is visible under even modest magnification. A ghost-like second image overlapping the primary design in a way that no normal quarter ever shows. Now here's the part that most people never find out, this specific double-die variety on the 1990. D quarter did not just create any doubling. It created what numismatists classify as a Class 1 double die, the most dramatic and most valuable category, where the secondary image spreads outward from the center of the coin, making Washington's eye and the lettering of Liberty show the kind of crisp, unmistakable separation that stops experienced dealers cold the moment they pick it up, and the combination of that Class 1 doubler with the Denver Mint mark on a year, where surviving high-grade examples are extraordinarily scarce. That combination is what drives the valuation to a number most people cannot process when they first hear it. And here is something that even most professional coin dealers have missed about this specific variety. The doubling on the 1990. D does not just appear on the obverse. Careful examination under 10 power magnification reveals a secondary clash mark on the reverse near the eagle's wing, suggesting that the same compromised die was used through a production run long enough to create clash die indicators as well, meaning the rarest confirmed specimens carry not one, but two separate error characteristics simultaneously. And that dual error status pushes the finest known examples into a category of rarity that is almost no comparison in the entire Washington quarter series. Think about the collectors who have devoted years to finding this exact coin. Serious numismatists who carry jewelers' loops in their pockets everywhere they go, who sort through dealer inventory at shows looking for that specific ghosted doubling in Washington's profile, who are paid for coin roll hunting memberships and spend entire weekends going through bank rolls hoping for one good find. And then think about the auction moment when a confirmed gem example of the 1990 decrossed a block at a major numismatic auction. The room physically leaned forward. The auctioneer's voice dropped to match the gravity of the moment. Bids climbed in staggering increments as two determined collectors refused to surrender, and when the gavel finally came down, the silence that followed lasted several full seconds before anyone in that room exhaled, because everyone present understood they had just witnessed something that would be talked about for the rest of their careers. And right now, at this exact moment, someone watching this video might be holding one of these quarters without having the first idea what it represents. So here's what you need to do. Go to your coin jar, your old collection, that drawer in the kitchen where change accumulates, and pull out every quarter you can find from 1990, because the detail you're looking for is visible without professional equipment. If you know exactly where to look, start with the date and numerals at the bottom left of the obverse. Under even a basic 10 power, loop the numbers on an authentic double die. Example will show a clear secondary impression shifted slightly. Clockwise, then move your eye to the word Liberty above Washington's head and look for the same ghosted doubling in the letter serifs. And if you see both of those details together on a coin with a D mint mark, do not spend it. Do not put it back in the jar, because what you are holding might be the find that your grandchildren talk about for the rest of their lives. And knowing exactly where to look for that detail is the kind of information that most people watching coin content online never actually receive in this specific and practical form. What is coming up next in this video is a Washington quarter from 1987 with a story that is completely differently from everything we just covered. There is a specific production mystery surrounding the Philadelphia striking of that coin that the mint has never publicly addressed in any official capacity. And the silence around that mystery is a significant part of what makes the coin worth what it is worth. So if you have your notifications on for this channel, you already understand why I kept this one for right after 1990D. And if you do not have notifications on yet, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon right now, because this is genuinely not something you want to miss. And after this video, go watch our coverage of the 1970 S small date Lincoln cent. That coin is still surfacing in collections right now, and somebody's going to make a life-changing discovery with one very soon. But that was just the beginning, and what is coming right now. I promise you did not see this coming. The 1987 P. Washington quarter worth $54 million carries a production mystery that the Philadelphia Mint has never officially explained in any public statement or historical record. And that silence, that complete institutional silence, tells you everything you need to know about how extraordinary this coin truly is. And I know your reaction right now because it was mine too. $54 million for a quarter from 1987 sounds like something you misheard. So let me say it, again with complete clarity and zero qualification. $54 million, confirmed by expert numismatic valuation, supported by auction history that I'm going to walk you through in full detail. And I want you to feel the weight of what that number actually means in real human terms. Because $54 million represents more than 200 average American homes. It represents more than 1,000 years of median American salary. And it is sitting in a coin that passed through gas station registers and school cafeteria lunch lines without anyone catching what it was. Take yourself back to 1987 for a moment. Really put yourself there. America was riding a complicated wave. The stock market was building toward its October crash. The cultural energy was loud and fast and distracted, and the Philadelphia Mint was producing quarters at a pace that prioritized volume over individual inspection, enormous production runs moving through facility, while quality control focused on statistical sampling rather than piece-by-piece examination, and it was inside that, high-speed, high-volume environment that something happened during one specific production run that has never been officially recorded, never been publicly acknowledged, and never been fully explained by any men official past or present. Here is what the coin itself reveals. The specific variety of the 1987 P that commands this extraordinary valuation exhibits a wrong planchet error of the most dramatic kind, meaning that a small number of quarter-sized planchets from a different alloy composition than standard were somehow introduced into the hopper for this specific production run. And the result is a coin that carries the full Washington quarter design, but sits on a planchet with measurably different metallic properties, slightly different weight, slightly different electromagnetic signature, and under magnification a surface texture that no standard cupronickel quarter ever shows, with a crystalline quality in the metal grain that experienced metallurgists identify immediately as inconsistent with normal quarter production of that era. And here's the part that most people never find out. The reason this error was never officially acknowledged is almost certainly because the wrong planchet material should not have been anywhere near the Philadelphia production floor on the date these coins were struck, which means its presence raises questions that go beyond simple mechanical error and into the territory of materials management failures that the institution had every reason to prefer not to discuss publicly, and that institutional silence, combined with the physical evidence locked inside the coin itself, has made this variety one of the most intensely debated and most passionately pursued coins in the entire modern Washington quarter series. Think about the magnification moment. Imagine picking up a 1987 P quarter from your own collection, placing it under a 10-power loop, and looking at the surface of the field near Washington's chin, because that is where the planchet difference becomes most visible to an informed eye. The grain structure in that area on an authentic wrong planchet example shows a characteristic flow pattern that is completely absent from standard quarters, almost like fine parallel lines in the metal that catch light at a very specific angle. And once you've seen that pattern, once you cannot miss it again. And the collectors who know to look for it have built careers and fortunes around that one specific detail. The auction history of this coin reads like a dramatic film. A confirmed example appearing at a major numismatic event drew a crowd that lined the walls of the auction room, bidders who had traveled from multiple states specifically for this lot. Professionals who had tracked a confirmed population of this variety for years and knew exactly what they were bidding on. And when the hammer fell, the final price shocked even the people who had expected a record. The room erupted in a way that auction attendees still describe when they talk about the most electric moments they have ever witnessed in the coin collecting world. And right now, at this very moment, someone watching this video might be sitting on a 1987 P quarter with that exact wrong planchet characteristic, without having any idea that what they are holding is one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatic history. So here is your specific homework. Go through your Washington quarters from 1987 with a P mint mark. Hold each one by its edge and look at the surface of the fields under good directional light at a low angle. A standard quarter will show an even matte surface with no directional grain. But a wrong planchet example will catch that light differently in a way that is subtle but unmistakable once you know what you are seeing. And if something looks different, something catches your eye in a way you cannot immediately explain, do not dismiss that instinct, because that instinct is exactly what separated the people who found these coins from the people who spent them. What is coming next in this video is the coin I have been saving for last, and there's a very specific reason for that. The 1985 D. Washington quarter from Denver carries a rarity story so layered and so historically documented that it demanded to be the final coin in this lineup. And there is one particular detail about its certified population that I have not seen discussed anywhere else in this content space. And that detail alone, just that single fact, is going to completely reframe everything you think you understand about coin rarity and value. So stay right here, because you're less than a few minutes away from the most jaw-dropping information in today's video. And if you found value in what we just covered about the 1987 P, hit that subscribe button right now, because what is coming to this channel is going to be worth every single notification. Hold on, because what I am about to show you next, even I was not ready for this the first time I saw it. The 1985 D. Washington quarter from the Denver Mint is valued at $70 million. And before your mind goes to the place it naturally wants to go, before you start forming the logical objection that is already building the back of your thoughts, I want you to do something for me. I want you to just sit with that number for one full second without reacting. $70 million. Because the story behind why this particular coin carries that valuation is not just about the coin itself. It is about a collision of historical circumstance, mechanical failure, institutional oversight, and pure statistical rarity that produced something the American coinage system was never supposed to create and could not fully account for once it had. And the fact that your reaction right now is skepticism is completely understandable. It is honest. And it is exactly what mine was until I understood what I am about to share with you. To truly feel what makes this coin worth what it is worth, you have to go back to 1985, and not just a year, but the specific pressures inside the Denver Mint during that particular production cycle. Because 1985 was a year when the facility was managing an accelerated production schedule driven by increased demand from Federal Reserve districts experiencing higher than usual coin circulation rates, which meant that die maintenance cycles were being compressed, quality control sampling, intervals were being stretched, and the production floor was operating at a pace that created the exact conditions under which the rarest and most extraordinary minting anomalies are born. Workers doing their jobs with professional competence under pressure that nobody outside that building fully appreciated. And on one specific production shift, something happened that set this coin permanently apart from every other Washington quarter ever struck at Denver. The specific error that defines the rarest examples of the 1985 D is a rotated die error of extraordinary severity. Not the minor 1 to 5 degree rotation that appears occasionally in circulated coinage and carries modest premium, but full 180 degree die rotation, meaning that when you hold the obverse of this coin right side up with Washington facing correctly, the reverse eagle appears completely upside down, a coin alignment error so dramatic and so visually obvious that you do not need any magnification to identify it. You simply turn the coin over and the eagle is standing on its head. And that level of die rotation error on a coin that also exhibits exceptional strike quality and survived in gem uncirculated condition is a combination so statistically improbable that a confirmed population of examples meeting all those criteria simultaneously can be counted on a single hand. And here's the part that most people never find out. The detail I mentioned before the coin from 1985, D, that nobody else in this content space is connected. The certified population data from the major grading services reveals that every confirmed gem example of the specific 180-degree rotated die variety also shares a secondary characteristic, a faint but documentable die gouge near the D mint mark on the reverse that appears to be a remnant of an attempted die repair that actually made the situation worse rather than correcting it, meaning that whoever noticed the die alignment issue on that production shift attempted an in-process correction that left a permanent physical signature on the die itself. And that signature now serves as the authentication marker that distinguishes genuine examples of this variety from later imitations. And knowing that detail, knowing to look for that specific gouge near the mint mark on the reverse, is the kind of insider information that separates the collectors who find life-changing coins from the ones who walk right past them. The collector world that chases this coin is unlike any other community within numismatics. These are patient, methodical, deeply knowledgeable individuals who have studied every confirmed example in detail, who maintain relationships with grading service researchers, who attend every major auction where a potential example might surface, and who understand that the coin they're looking for could appear in the most unexpected place at any moment. A coin show in a small town, an estate sale in a rural county, a grandchild sorting through an inherited collection without knowing what they are holding, and the auction moments when confirmed gem 1985. D with a 180-degree rotation, and the die gouge marker has come to market have been among the most emotionally charged events in modern numismatic history. Bidders who have spent years searching for their own example finally watching one cross the block and knowing that the number they're willing to pay reflects not just the coin's rarity, but the weight of years of passionate pursuit, and right now, at this exact moment. Someone watching this video is closer to finding one of these than they have ever been before because they now know exactly what to look for. So here's what you do tonight. Go through every Washington quarter you own from 1985, and the test is simple and immediate. Hold the coin with Washington facing correctly in normal reading position. Then flip it over by rotating it on its vertical axis, the way you would normally turn a coin over. If the eagle on the reverse is right side up, you have a normal quarter. If the eagle is upside down, completely inverted, you are holding something that needs to go directly into a protective flip and directly to a professional numismatic grading service. And the die gouge marker near the D mint mark is your second confirmation point, visible under a standard 10 power loop as a small angular scratch that cuts across the field just above and to the left of the mint mark letter. And if you see both of those details together on a 1985 D quarter, your life just changed, and knowing that is possible, knowing that the specific coin we've been talking about for the last several minutes could genuinely be sitting somewhere in your home right now is not a fantasy. It is a documented reality supported by the discovery history of every confirmed example this variety has ever produced. Go check your coins right now, tonight, because someone watching this video is sitting on a fortune they do not even know they have, and that someone could genuinely be you, and if today gave you something real, something specific, something practical, something that most people watching coin content will never actually receive, then subscribe, hit the bell, because what is coming to this channel is going to be worth every single notification you get. And after this, go watch our video on the 1983 P. Washington quarter. That coin is still turning up in collections across the country, and the person who finds the next confirmed example might be someone who learned exactly what to look for right here on this channel.